War is one of those things which is very unfortunate. It's not as scary as a lot of people think. When like you would be surprised how what person can handle if put in a situation. And so in the war, you most of the times you actually don't even think about yourself. You don't think about fear. You don't think about what can happen to you. Maybe later on you start processing these things, but your body, your response is in survival mode, and you find yourself, you reach certain limits that you didn't believe that you can reach. So human mind and body is equipped with a very high level of tolerance to what is happening. So you people used to say, as a kind of hopeful, wishful thinking, like, or maybe you could say like a dua. They say, I hope you never realize what you can stand to bear. I hope you never realize your limits, because human limits is very high, very, very high. And so in war, you are tested with these things. But I guess what makes it really bearable is a type of people that you have around yourself. And this is where you learn to rely on other people. You worry about other people, you don't worry about yourself, and you surround yourself with people, your family, your friends, and you go through these things together. And so even when it comes to the military defense, the people who defended Bosnia, they came together because they were simply friends, and then they realized what's happening and they stood together, they fought for one another. And that's, I think, the big lesson, which is that the challenges of these lives are usually, whether it's a war or something else, but they are complex in nature. No single individual single-handedly can stand against them. You have much better chance if you work and cooperate together. I think today, when I look at what's happening with a lot of around us, most of people don't live in real life. They live life online, or they interact in sort of virtual world, and they think reality is what they say or what other people say or how something is presented. And so often when a reality hits them, when they get surprised or shocked or something like that. In a war, the war gives you the reality that is importance of strength, importance of power, importance of, having somebody to rely on, importance to be ready. There are mistakes. Mistakes have a real significant consequences. You need to think. And so Islam is a way of living, the way you prepare, the way you deal with problems, the way you do after that. It gives you a framework, but you need to think, how does this fit? How does this Islam fit what's going on around me? So you start realizing the importance of people of knowledge, people of experience, people who are guiding you. So you tend to take things much more seriously, because you realize that every wrong move, there are significant consequences. And in this life these days, young people, often they are shielded from those consequences. But as our president used to say, when they asked him about how was the war like, he said the war is like driving a bus on a very, very narrow road down the hill, and you drive that bus, but the road is very narrow and it's very steep. So if you rush it, you will collapse the whole thing. So you have to drive very carefully and very slowly. The reality, that's the reality. Although behind you, the bus is full of people who want you to speed and rush. And so that's how it is. So Islam gives us this logic, how things should be done and everything. But your desires, they want something quick, something, But you have to be wise enough, and you have to see these messages of Islam in much, much more deeper sense. Not just a very shallow, quick way, but more you can absorb these lessons and you can connect them with your reality. You can then see that these are the things that really help you. And so it works together. Reality push you to think. what you learn from Islam makes you to rethink a reality again. And so it slowly builds you up. So it's not one or the other. So it's all like a circle, come after another. Little bit of this, little bit of that. You start reflecting, seeing, you move forward. So it's one step at a time.